So, ladies and gentlemen, the Conqueror, the British Tier 10 battleship. So, what do we know about it? Well, the 457mm guns are the option. The 419 by 12 centimeters is pretty much what everyone is going to be going for. Also, it has squashed the chat feed for some obscure reason. Huh. Okay, well, we'll fix that later. Here we are, HMS Conqueror. In the 4x419 setup, high explosive loaded for the first thing, and I am going to set off at half speed because Conqueror is not a tanky battleship, as you may have noticed. She has only got just shy of 83,000 health, as opposed to, say, something like a Grosser Kurfürst, which pops in at 105,000 health. So, yeah, 25% health advantage, yeah. Kurfürst over there can go in front if you'll just be so kind. Well, ideally we want the Fletcher out in front to spot, but I'll take it. Narby, I would expect sometime this week or next week, but after the way Wargaming got burned on the Graf Zepp, I would say all bets are off, to be perfectly frank. I'm not sure at all. We've been given absolutely no indications when these are going to be live. Wargaming are absolutely paranoid about getting this line wrong for any reason whatsoever, simply because the British battleships are so hyped. This is one of the big lines in any naval combat simulator. You get the British battleships wrong, and a lot of naval history buffs are never ever going to forgive you. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. There will be yells for blood, salt on the forums, and probably much uttering of poi just for the hell of it. So, gentle rollout to start with. As always, we're being a little bit casual, and yep, I am indeed recording, which means that I probably ought to give him a polite reply. I see no reason to tell him I'm actually live streaming. So there's one Grosser Kurfürst, as I said, high explosive loaded. Now, I'm mucking about with the dynamic gun sight. Bit of a change from my usual now. Supposedly, each tick on this corresponds to 1 second of flight time at 30 knots. Now, that German cruiser is going... Oops. Okay, never mind, comrade. We'll just... he's not even not loaded in. He's just... AFK. You can see his guns around. Indeed, mass hysteria I think is the best word for it. What will happen if the British battleship line is put out incomplete or nerfed or even too strong, because you go the other way with Wargaming, as they initially did with the Graf Zepp, and there is hell to pay on both fronts. So, let's see. Kurfürst headed left. Oh, there we go. Megazau scores her first hit. The Outgo's not in a hurry to put that out. Would lock the gun starboard. Turn to follow the Graf's. Ouch! Okay, that's a good start to the evening. Hello, Yugamo. Excuse me, we need to murder you very quickly before you do that again. Not least because the secondaries on this thing are, frankly, garbage. However, Sigma on this thing's not bad at all, except when something like that happens, and you're trying to knock down and destroy, and that actually counts, and I am now way too close. Jam on the brakes, because we just get a glimpse. I think Kurfürst's got its hydro up. Brake, 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 brake. There we are now. I want to accelerate again and turn away because, as I've noted, Conqueror is not a frontline bruiser in the way that, well, a Yamato or a Kurfürst are. And guess what's over there? Hi, Yamato. Armour angling? No, Yamato does not care for armour angling, and the Kurfürst is looking this way. Very hungrily. Luckily, Yamato's main battery is still pointed at that rather unfortunate Curryverse. Tommy Rex going down. There is nothing to be saved here. Luckily, the Yugamo's gone as well. And bang, bang, bang. You see that? Just in the course of one turn, I didn't even take any significant hits. Individually, it's all penetrations and overpens, but I've still lost 40,000 health. So, we'll just pull out the heel, cue the Terminator theme music, or not because copyright, and Blam. Switch arm piercing German cruiser. Nice and close. 9 hits. Solid 20,000 damage. And even my own secondaries are engaged, which is a usual sign in the Conqueror that you are way, way too close for comfort. If the secondaries are firing, well, to be perfectly frank, if you're inside 12 kilometers with this thing, you're way too close for comfort. But caught most of it on the heel. The hipper has gone a bit too far out. Stern battery is locked and fired. Rounds out. Come on, baby. Nope. No. Oh, good. Let's see if I can citadel a stationary target, shall we? Oink, 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 bang, bang. Right. Come on, even I can't get this wrong. Then again, maybe I can. Kill that fire quick. Okay, surface detection, full stealth on this thing is 11.1. So in theory, I could go silent at this point and disappear for the most part. Why is half our team over here? Oh, right, they've all had their heads kicked in is why. Ouch. Okay, just break away. As you see there, we've broken contact. Well, we had broken contact, except someone's got a spotter plane up, and air detection on this thing is actually 12.1, which is something of a nuisance. But if I can just break contact, there we go. And now I just have to wait 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 for the heel to come back. And give it a couple more seconds. And new boat, please. I really need to get some Terminator-esque music for this heel. I don't think it's going to get nerfed, by the way. You get one less charge than the standard heels, and you do have the same vulnerability to citadels and other miscellaneous damage as other ships do. Now that utter goes at 17, bit long range my taste. Kurfürst is angled. Second Kurfürst is distracted, but coming up the channel and about to cross into range. So we'll just see if he can be tempted to fire his main battery. There we go. He's shot his load, figuratively and otherwise. 12 barrels down, armor piercing. 3 penetrations for epoxy, 3,000 damage. Solid load the napalm. Or the rum, whichever you prefer. Time to give some ground. This is not going to plan, is it? Right, back into stealth. Take a couple and... Ow. That was actually kind of a nasty hit from the Yamato's main battery. 11.2, and again, brace round type. We're riding the absolute ragged edge of detection here. Imagine British DDs with that heel. Yes, I can. I don't think it would actually help very much because it's a percentage. And the thing about the Conqueror is that you can overwhelm her. She's not got much actual health, so if, as in this case, I've unmasked and I'm about to take a lot of concentrated fire, if you hit her with enough DPS, then you can, as I say, basically overwhelm that damage control, overwhelm the repair parties, and the heal just doesn't matter if you can't get the breathing space to use it. Speaking of breathing space, that's just what I don't intend to give this guy. Mind you, he knows what's coming. He knows it's been 30 seconds. He's trying to angle. Oh wait, high explosive doesn't care about angling, does it? Rounds out. Nice tight Sigma, and the Immortal burned him down. Okay, so this could be worse. We are technically winning thanks to being 3 ships up somehow. Don't ask me how that one happened. Let's duck away from the Kurfürst. And if somebody could murder that Ognivoy that's lurking over there, that would be much appreciated. I don't want to go close quarters. Tamanon, actually Minotaur does get an enhanced heal. It's very similar, but because Minotaur's health pool is so much smaller, bear in mind that this is largely percentage based, and oops, this could have been a mistake. Turn in, turn in, turn in, then reverse throttle. Minotaur doesn't quite benefit the same way. So, another hard left. There we go, 14 kilometers, and tap him. Forget all the maths and rules of thumb about notches. Just eyeball it and hope for the best. Yeah, I'll take 10,000 off high explosive. Minotaur has an enhanced heal. I don't think it's quite the same enhancement as the Lion and the Conqueror get, but oh, there's the Ognivoy. Oh, hello, cutie. Let's just go deal with you first. Because if nothing else, those torpedoes are going to be a nuisance. But yes, British light cruisers, if memory serves, do have a slightly enhanced heal, at least at high tiers. I could be wrong. But it's a similar principle. Well, it's not a similar principle. Ouch! And of course, I'm not breaking contact because I'm in line of sight of the Ognivoy, but I'm not close enough to spot him yet. This is, of course, one of Conqueror's other problems. Never mind. Got him, got him, got him. Guns round, guns round, guns round. Fire one. Fire two. And fix that fire fast. Okay, so we are now losing, but we are still several points up. Several ships up, rather. More point, their destroyers are gone, and ours are still in the game. So if we play this right, I should probably not be on general chat for tactical stuff like calling for radar. Oops. Gonna hold the last heal just for a bit. I'm anticipating being able to get some ramming speed. Honestly, well, it's one less Yamato, but you know what? I'd rather they hadn't traded. If only because having Kerr first available. I'm now the last battleship, which means everyone's going to expect me to tank, and as we've discussed before, Conqueror is not a tonk. Especially when Conqueror is on at most 25 to 30,000 hit points, even with repairs factored in. Right, so let's sight up on this Edinburgh. Rounds clear, rounds out. Let's just see. Of course, one of the nice things about 100mm penetration on these guns is that they will rip through the side of a British light cruiser. And in fact, you can citadel a Minotaur if you hit at the right angle with these things. Stream turned 18 plus. You know, last heal out because their Kutuzov's shown up. This is not good. Still, the Edinburgh's torpedoed and out, which leaves the Rune. Now, is he going to angle in? Yes, he is. Fine. So just anticipate the turn, fire in, keep the high explosive going because AP is basically useless at that angle. Smack him once. 2,000. He eats some torpedoes. And what's coming past me? Oh, thank you, Takao. Well, at least he waited until I was clear of the fire lane. I mean, it's not like he wants to stick a long, cold, hard torpedo in. Anyhow. Right, just about reloaded on the Rune. Again, angling up. Sensible against armor piercing. Against high explosive. Who cares? And I don't think he's got damcons, so what I need to do is jam on the brakes, turn in, because he will have dumped his torpedoes, and lock secondaries. There we go, the Takao grabbed the kill. Unfortunately, I now need to hold this angle because, yeah, you guessed it, our friend in the Curryverse, yep, there are the Rune's torpedoes. I think he's only got one launcher. So it's safe to turn back. Smack once, smack twice. Get a fire, but we're in secondary range. We are way too close for comfort. All the heals are gone. At this point, all I can do really is just soak his main batteries while the gearing gets into position to introduce him to Mr. Torpedo again. Or at least I hope the gearing's got torpedoes ready to go, because if he hasn't, this is going to be bad, and that is me dead. Last high explosive out, into the upper belt, 4 penetrations. Damn it, he nailed the gearing. Switch to secondaries over. Main turret is actually destroyed. We're down to number 1 turret. The game did get its torpedoes away, however, but he is turning, and I am gone. We'll find out how much damage I soak later on. However, the Kurfürst is not turning fast enough. Too much sausage, Hans. Oh dear, what a pity. How sad. Never mind. Which leaves, oh looky, it's Comrade Citadelovich over to the right. And you know what? I don't think he's going to get a solo warrior out of this one. Right, don't turn Anglo. Which two of the battleships is my favourite? Honestly, Conqueror is good. It provided you are used to her playstyle. You saw that sometimes I was fine until I got within 10 kilometers. Then things got ugly very quickly. If you can hold it around about the 12 to 15 kilometer mark, then you can control the pace of the fight. You actually re-stealth between shots because your reload's 30 seconds and your stealth time, of course, after firing is only 20 seconds. Lion is interesting. King George V is another interesting one because she's got that slightly faster reload. She's very like Scharnhorst in that respect. Bellerophon is not quite as mean as they're making her out to be at tier 3, but she's still best or second best in tier. Well, no, I say that. Best or second best of the tech tree in tier. There is still, of course, the Koenig Albert, which has been pulled off the shops, or at least will be pulled off the shops shortly. Buy her now if you can. Wargaming totally not plugging there. No, seriously, she is way too much fun to be legit. So, came in fourth just behind, well, Igos. Ameragi had an absolute monster game. That would have been a 2,100 XP if he had come in as a winner. And he actually outscored, well, me, the Kurfürst, the Shimikaze, the Hippo, the Yamato, the Baltimore, the Takao, the other Kurfürst, and the Donskoy, who admittedly was probably AFK for the first half of that match, despite losing. Some days you just can't carry hard enough. Let's take a quick look at the detailed report. So total damage soaked, 178,000. So they basically had to kill me twice over. Tamanon, I think you are correct, basically. Up to around about tier 6, tier 7, they play like conventional bruisers. Maybe not as good as the Germans. Once you get to tier 8, once you get the stealth module in, you get that extra 10% concealment, they switch down to those mid-range. I don't want to say snipers because that gives people the wrong idea. That gives people the idea that you can go right the way back to 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers and have a successful game there. You really can't, because even with her current 2.0 Sigma and the 1.9 Sigma that they're going to be knocking her down to, she is not consistent enough. Well, no ship is consistent enough to work effectively at 20 plus kilometers with gunfire.